outdoorsman. We are in Savannah, Georgia, and behind me you can see a ship of some type coming up the river. We're going to head down this river walk here in Savannah and see what we can get ourselves into. Let's get outdoors, even though it's at night. This is the JW Marriott. We'll get some more photos and video of it in the morning. And we'll talk a little bit about what it was, and now it has been repurposed into a magnificent hotel. I mentioned the ship a little earlier, but you can definitely see that it's a container ship. And it's heading upriver. Not throwing a huge wake, but it's definitely moving. All right, as we travel down the Savannah River Walk, there's my favorite friend. And we're not getting cookies tonight, as much as I would want 12 of them. Yep. All right, everyone, we are getting ready to wrap up our evening, and we are up at the Electric Moon on top of the JW Marriott. It was a great evening, but we're going to go ahead and turn in for the night so we can get back out tomorrow and share a little more of what Savannah has to offer during the daytime. Until then, get some sleep. All right, everyone, we are in Savannah, Georgia this morning, and we're going to do a little walk that will eventually get us to the Pirate's House, a well-known establishment here in Savannah. And as we're walking, I just wanted to share the absolutely beautiful live oak and Spanish moss lined streets that we're walking on. We're going to hopefully hit a handful of the squares that Savannah are well known for as we travel on our way. Good morning, and let's get outdoors. All right, everyone. The first of the squares that we have come to is known as Telfair Square. Beautiful little sidewalks with brick, massive trees, and everything is well groomed. We're going to keep on moving. We've been told that each of the squares has a church that's associated with it. And Telfair Square's church, as I can see it, is a United Methodist church. So we're going to keep going through and see what else we can see on our day here in Savannah. Here we are at Wright Square, the next one of the squares we're coming to. Again, lots of Spanish moss and old oak trees. Oh, and there's my favorite friend. Interesting. This statuary is a grave marker for Tomochichi, who was the Indian chief for the Yamakra tribe. And much of this square is dedicated to Tomochichi and what he did to support the interactions and positive relationships between the Native Americans and the colonial experience here. The church that is associated with Wright Square is the Lutheran Church of Ascension. It's kind of hard to see, because the trees are so big. But this is the one that has potentially the biggest spire here in Savannah. Here we are at our next of the beautiful little squares. This is Oglethorpe Square. And as you can see, this one is much more of a lawn and doesn't have near as much statuary and standing vegetation aside from the big trees. Okay, everyone, this is the Owens Thomas house, and it is well known for its English Regency style. It was built in the early 1800s and is a prominent home here in the Savannah region. We're going to travel back along the side and take a look at where the slave quarters would have been as a part of the house. Here you can see a beautiful garden with some fountains in it. A great place to spend an evening. This building is where the slaves would have been quartered. Compared to many other places here in the South, it was a very nice looking place. But obviously, being a slave is not something that anyone would have wanted to do. This is one of the smaller squares, and it's known as Columbia Square. Have some azaleas blooming, and it looks like we may have missed the hydrangea blooming, but ferns, and definitely you can see some live oaks starting to sprout here. All right, here is the final square that we are going to be visiting on this portion of our walk. It's known as Green Square.
Good morning.
Good morning. And I think it's very apropos-ly named. Definitely lots of greenery around here. Lawn with some vertical structures, but by and large, green grass. And then this is the final church that we have seen that's associated with a square, and it is the Second African Baptist Church. And it looks like it was founded in 1802. So it has been around here for a long time. All right, well, we finally made it. We are here at the old Pirate's house. It was a very extensively used. It was built in 1754, and it was part of Robert Louis Stevens' book and an inspiration for it for Treasure Island. Here we are in Emmett Park. It looks like This section of the park is elevated. We'll have to get a better glance at that. Definitely has anchors in it here, as well as the signature live oak trees. We're going to come over here to the edge, and there you can see the Savannah River. Can't see the stonework from up here. We may go down and take a look at that. This is really impressive.
You can make it a drinks if you want. Inside you got some enough for drinks.
All right, everyone, here we are in kind of a city market area that Savannah is well known for. Lots of little shops and restaurants. And then we are walking at this point toward the end of our day here. All right, and this will be the last square we see here today in Savannah. And this statuary is celebrating the men that participated and fought in the Battle of Savannah in October of 1779. It was mentioned on our bus tour, but the ferns that you see growing along the tree branch is actually known as resurrection fern. And they call it that because when it rains, it comes back to life. It's really cool to see. All right, outdoorsmen. Wrapping up the walking tour of Savannah. First of all, I certainly hope you enjoyed all of the scenery that we shared. I was so impressed with how much care and respect that the city and people of Savannah have for their squares. Everything from highly planted and beautifully architecturally designed flowers and shrubberies to just well-maintained lawns. And there was never trash. We were out before 8 a.m. People truly seemed to care for those spaces. It was also interesting to me how many of them were connected to a church in some way, shape, or form. So certainly hope you enjoyed today's video, and until next time, get outdoors.